how many years in a row I've been doing this, but this week in July, I always come to the Senate floor to honor whistleblowers. I expect this week that the Senate will unanimously pass my resolution designating this Saturday, July 30th, as National Whistleblower Appreciation Day. This year, the resolution has 21 co-sponsors from both sides of the aisle, which is more than this resolution has ever had a number of co-sponsors ever before. Now, that should serve as a very important reminder that protecting and celebrating whistleblowers is not a partisan issue. It's just as simple as it being good government. This Congress, I've been working on several pieces of whistleblower legislation that also have bipartisan support. One of those bills, which I introduced last December along with Senators Warren and Warnock, relate to money laundering. In 2020, Congress established the first ever anti-money laundering whistleblower program. Under this reward-based program, whistleblowers who provide actionable information to the government that exposes money laundering may receive a percentage of the funds recovered as a result of their disclosure. While that's an important step forward, the current program has its issues. First, there is no minimum award amount, so the government isn't obligated to pay a whistleblower anything at all, even if the information that the whistleblower provides leads to a successful enforcement action. Second, the program doesn't provide the Treasury Department with a mechanism to pay whistleblowers and instead relies on yearly congressional appropriations. My bill addresses these issues. It raises the cap on whistleblower rewards from 25% to 30%, and it sets a 10% base minimum on rewards to ensure that if the government collects as a result of the whistleblower's disclosure, the whistleblower isn't left holding the short end of the stick. It also establishes a funding mechanism to ensure that the Treasury Department has funds readily available to pay whistleblowers independent of congressional appropriations. These improvements will ensure that whistleblowers have the confidence to come forward and assist law enforcement in cracking down on money laundering. The bill also expands the whistleblower disclosures that are eligible for the award. Current whistleblower laws don't offer anything to whistleblowers who report violations of sanctions against individuals. That would include sanctions placed on Russian oligarchs following Putin's unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. That's a missed opportunity. I have it on good authority that there are some whistleblowers who might have come forward to report sanction violations associated with the Russians if only the reward system were in place to cover their disclosure. My bill fills the gap by expanding the list of covered disclosures to include sanctions violations. Another bill, which I am introducing this week, strengthens the FBI Whistleblower Protections. For years, the FBI has argued that the FBI and the Justice Department should retain tight control over FBI whistleblower retaliation cases. The FBI has its own separate whistleblower law that leaves authority for settling FBI whistleblower retaliation complaints to the FBI and to the Department of Justice. The bill that I introduced will allow FBI employees to appeal their whistleblower retaliation cases to the Merit Systems Protection Board. This bill gives them outside review by a neutral third party. The bill also includes a kick-out provision. That will mean that if the FBI doesn't act in a timely manner, the whistleblower can take their cases straight to the Merit System Protection Board. This bipartisan bill is co-sponsored by Senators Durbin, Hawley, Whitehouse, and Blackburn. I want to thank each of those co-sponsors for their support. Those are just two of several legislative initiatives before Congress that will ensure whistleblowers remain protected. I urge Congress to consider and pass this legislation before the end of the year. Support for whistleblowers is something that we can all get behind. It can and should unite every member of the Congress who believes government needs to remain transparent and accountable to people. This week, I encourage my fellow senators to remember that important fact. Let's renew our shared commitment to strengthening the nation's whistleblower laws by taking up and passing this important whistleblower legislation.